guys, it's Trina, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys about my most anticipated fall book releases of 2017. There are quite a few books coming out in fall. I'm looking forward to so many of them. So these are my most anticipated fall releases covering the months of September, October, and November. A couple of these have already come out because, as always, I'm a little bit behind on filming right now. But on September 5th, the first most anticipated fall release I will be talking about is They Both Die at the End by Silvera. In the world of this book, there is this technology that knows the day that everyone is going to die. So on the day that you are going to die, you will get a phone call from the service that says, hey, you're gonna die today, you might want to get all your affairs in order and like do any last minute things that you've always wanted to do. And so our main character gets that phone call one morning, you're gonna die today. And this character ends up meeting another boy that has also gotten that phone call who's also going to die that day, and I think the two of them kind of set off to just like do any bucket list items that they've always wanted to do, like live your life fully in this one last day that you've been given. So I know that the title is They Both Die at the End, and this is about characters who are going to die, but I keep hearing more and more that this book is actually about living. It's about life and the things that, you know, accomplishing the things that you want to do before you die. The next book that I'm looking forward to is also coming out on September 5th. It is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. I would be lying if I told you guys I was not looking forward to this book, but I will say that I am hesitant about what to do going forward on my channel about her books because I really have loved her series and her characters and the worlds, like, personally, but I also completely see and understand that there are problematic things in her books. Tower of Dawn, if you guys don't know, is about Kale's adventures in a different part of the world. It just takes place while Empire of Storms was also taking place, so I kind of look at this book like in the Game of Thrones series, A Song of Ice and Fire, how George R.R. Martin split books 4 and 5 by character and location. Basically the same exact thing is happening with this one. I have some expectations that I really hope that this book meets in terms of the disability representation and the POC representation. So, you know, I will be checking it out and just seeing how it goes. On September 12th, Warcross by Marie Lu is coming out, and I did get an ARC of this one, an advanced copy, but I was already looking forward to this book so much before because I've read everything else by Marie Lu. And this one is a sci-fi book. It is about our futuristic world where this video game has taken over, and most people just kind of play it casually like a game, but our main character is a bounty hunter. She's kind of, you know, needing money, and she's ended up hacking her way into the system of Warcross, does something that no other player has ever been able to do before, and she catches the attention of the game's creator, who then wants to hire her to do something for him. And I am already about 1/4 of the way through this book, and it is so good so far. It's very action-packed. It's right up my alley. I really am enjoying it. On September 19th, Jane Unlimited by Kristin Cashore is coming out, and this is another book that I got an early copy of, and I was looking forward to it before I got the early copy yet again. This girl's aunt passes away, and before she died, her aunt made her promise that if she ever got invited to this mysterious island and this thing that no one really knows about, that she had to accept the invitation. After her aunt dies, the main character does get invited to that thing, and so she goes because she promised her aunt she would. And over the course of her stay, she'll have to make 5 decisions that will impact her life. This sounds pretty mystical. It sounds like maybe there's a game involved, or so. It doesn't sound like straight contemporary genre. So I'm very interested in seeing what is actually going on in this book, because that was like just enough of a teaser to really pique my interest in it. Also on the 19th is One Dark Throne by Kendare, which is the sequel to 3 Dark Crowns, and I really enjoyed that first book, and I really want to see where this story is going. I believe this is just a duology, so One Dark Throne should wrap everything up. I'm very excited about it. This is a series about 3 sisters who have all been born into this kingdom. They're all queens, they're all the heir to the throne, and in order to claim the throne, the 3 of them must like fight to the death, and the one survivor will be the queen ultimately. All 3 of these sisters have been granted different types of magical abilities, but the thing is a couple of these sisters are actually struggling with their abilities. One of them like doesn't have any ability at all, and she's trying to figure out how to tap into her magic so that she can actually compete. The last September release on my list is on September 26th. It is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I have been excited about this book for like 4 years. This book was announced so long ago. We all just knew, okay, Stephanie Perkins, she wrote the fluffy romantic and in the French Kiss series, and now she's gonna write a thriller next. Totally different genre. I am so here for it. I got to actually meet Stephanie Perkins at a book event like 4 years ago. She talked about this book a little bit. I've been dying for it ever since then. I really don't know the official summary of what this book is about because I haven't needed to know. I just knew Stephanie Perkins is writing a thriller. That's enough for me to want to check it out. I'm guessing it's a slasher, and I feel like I've heard people say it's kind of in the vein of Scream, like kind of a parody-ish thriller. I don't know. I've heard kind of mixed reviews on this one so far of people that have early copies, but I don't care. I'm reading it. I've been looking forward to this one for years. It is definitely on my list. Into October releases, coming out on October 3rd is Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray, which is the third book in the Diviners series. I love this series so much, and there's been such a long wait for this book. We didn't get a title or a cover for a long time, and now it's finally coming out, and I'm so excited about it. The Diviners is a YA paranormal series about these characters that have different powers, like they can, you know, one of them can touch an object and see that object's past, one of them has the ability to kind of influence people's thoughts and actions, one of them has a healing ability. I love this series so much. I particularly love it on audiobook, but the writing is also fantastic. It's a little spooky. I don't think it's overly spooky, but there are some intensely spooky moments. There's some weird things that happen in it. I just really love it. So I've been waiting for this book for a long time, and I'm so excited that it's finally here. I'm not even going to talk about the cover changes. I'm not. And on October 10th is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, This Darkness Mine by Mindy McGinnis. I'm Mindy trash. We all know this by now. This is her going back to the contemporary genre, and this is a thriller. It is about a girl who, she's like the straight A, perfect girl, good girl student, and she suddenly starts getting urges to do things that she considers to be bad things, and she learns that she was a twin in the womb, but her other twin did not survive. So I think she kind of gets this idea into her head that she absorbed part of her dead twin, and that twin is still partially alive inside of her mind and is the one that's making her do all these weird things. I have heard some reviews saying that it's really weird and kind of twisted and pretty dark, and you know, those are kind of things I have come to expect from Mindy's books, so I'm not at all surprised about that. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'll see what I think about it when it comes out, but, you know, definitely always up for a new Mindy book. On November 7th is The Becoming of Noah Shaw by Michelle Hodkin. This is the start of a new series following the character Noah, who is in her Mara Dyer trilogy. So this is kind of a continuation of the Mara trilogy. It definitely takes place after the end of that trilogy, but it's following Noah. And I ended up really enjoying that series. It didn't work for me in some aspects, but I really appreciated just like what the author was trying to do and what she did, especially in the third book. I was really impressed by it. I know most people hated the third book because it was so different in tone than the first two Mara Dyer books, but I really liked what the author was doing, and I'm very curious to see just more of how she's going to play with that idea, and especially following a different character, so I'm going to check it out. Also on November 7th is Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do not remember anything about what this book is about, and I don't need to know what it's about because Marissa Meyer. I have read everything else that she's published so far and really enjoyed it. That's all I need to know. Goodreads link will be down below. My point here is I just know that I'm going to read this because it's by an author that I really enjoy. And finally on November 14th is Artemis by Andy Weir. He is the author of The Martian, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And again, I didn't need to know what this one was about because I just wanted to read another book by an author that I have previously loved. But this one is in the same genre. It is an adult science fiction novel, and I know that it is set on the moon and follows a female main character this time. I don't always like reading the book summaries of books that are by authors I know I like, because then I get just like this expectation in my head of what that book is going to be about, and it doesn't always live up to what's actually in the book. So sometimes I like going into books not knowing very much about them. So I do apologize for some of these really janky summaries that are just pretty lacking. Again, Goodreads links are down below for every book that I talked about today. But I did still want to tell you guys why I'm looking forward to these books, even if it's just because I like the author. Those are all of my most anticipated fall releases. I would love to hear what your most anticipated fall release is, or if any of these books are also on your list. Fall is such a heavy book release time. Hopefully we will all get to the books we want to read this season. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the comments. Bye!